Hi, my name's Mike. I'm the creator of GuitarKnowledgeNet.com. Thanks a lot for taking the time to view this tutorial. What we're going to talk about today is how to create a guitar lesson through GuitarKnowledgeNet.com and how to publish it onto the site. Before we really get started, you have to be a member to do this. So if you are not yet a member of Guitar Knowledge Net, please become one by following the link that says GKN New Member Sign Up. I'm already a member, so I'm going to log in. And once I enter in my username and password, I should be brought to my member control panel. Once I'm in here, there will be a bunch of links that open up that are basically going to allow me to create my guitar lesson. Just about everything that we're going to be interested in today for this tutorial will be under this section that says Create Learning Materials. We have Create Lesson, Manage Lessons, Create Tab File, Manage Tab File. And then there's one other link that I want to point you to, which is the Manage My Media Files link right here. And all of these links, by the way, the Manage Media Files, Create Tab, all of that is also available under the Members Links section over here on the right-hand side of the page. The Manage Media Files section will open up a management tool for all the files that you have uploaded to Guitar Knowledge Net. As you can see, there's a link to the file that you've created. So if I click here, I will see my image or what have you. If I click on one of the music files, I'll hear my song. If you want to upload new images or MP3 files, follow this link and upload your files. Everything that you have available in your media management section will be available to you in your profile and in the lessons that you create. So if you want something in a lesson, like an MP3 file or what have you, upload it through the media management file and it will be available to you when the time comes to use it for your guitar lesson. Now the next element that I want to look at before we actually create a lesson is how to create a tab file. So we'll create a tab file. This way we can take that tab file and put it into our lesson, and it'll be just another element of our lesson. So I'm going to follow the link that says Create Tab File right over here. We can also find the same link over here on the right-hand side. And we are brought to the Guitar Knowledge Net Tablature Editor. Now this is a cool little tool for creating tabs on the internet. It is by no means meant to replace applications like Guitar Pro or Power Tabs. Those applications are awesome, but this is just a quick little visual tool to allow you to post tab files onto Guitar Knowledge Net. As you can see, the system's broken down to, or the page is broken down to two basic areas. You have your top area right up here, which you consider as your staff or your canvas area. And then down here you have the different elements that can be added to that. So if I want to add a quarter note rest, I can click right there, and the quarter note rest will be placed on my page. As you can see, it kind of forces me to keep that rest in the proper place for it. I'm going to drop that into the garbage can because I don't need it anymore. So all of these elements can be added to your tab file as you see fit. Like if I want to, for example, show a pull off from the 8th fret to the 5th fret. You can take a couple of these elements, put them together, and make a decent looking representation of that musical idea. Now there are some other cool little options that you can do. You can drag over an area, highlight it, From there, you can move those elements to wherever it is that you'd like to move them to. You can take them, and when you click and then drag over elements, and this highlighted area comes up, there's 3 buttons that appear that aren't there normally, which are duplicate, delete, and align. And we're going to go over those really quickly. When it's highlighted and we hit duplicate, it does just that. It duplicates that area. And we can do that again and again as we see fit. We can also delete areas. Now if things get a little bit out of whack, like that, we can highlight it, hit a line, brought that one up too high, that's okay. So as you see, it's a handy little tool. Up to this point, all of the elements that I've been putting onto the screen, I've been doing so through pushing the button down here, letting the number appear in the staging area, and then dragging it onto the staff. Now, after doing that a couple of times, it could become really monotonous and therefore not very useful. So you can also take your mouse, place it over any line that you would like, and then push the keyboard for on a particular number, and that number will appear on your staff. So I can pretty quickly put out a bunch of chords. Let's say 5, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5. Let me see, this would be an F sharp. Minor. And then this would be an A. I'll say major. And once again, let's duplicate this. Duplicate it one more time. I'll add some measure lines. I'll indicate that the whole area is repeating. And there we go. Simple little progression. Not a lot to it, but it works. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to say F sharp minor to A major. And once I've saved the tab file, I'm asked if I want to stay in the tab editor or if I want to be moved to the tablature management section. And I do want to be moved to the tablature management section, so I'm going to hit yes. Now I'm brought to a page where I can view my tab file without the whole tool. I'm just seeing what it is that other people are going to be seeing on your lesson or what have you. And I'm given the option to edit that, which will bring me back to the tab editor, delete it, or submit it to the Woodshed. Now, submitting a tablature file to the Woodshed simply means you're going to publish this onto Guitar Knowledge Net, but the only thing that you're going to be publishing is this little element, this piece of tablature that you've created. Now, if you decide to do that, and I hope you do, you'll be brought to this page. As you see, there will be a title for your tab file, and you can change that as you see fit. You'll also be able to embed any of your MP3s in with that file, or use an external link to a different MP3. From there, you'll tell the people what it is exactly that they're looking at. It's a musical idea or a passage. It's a song fragment or an exercise. And then you can write a little explanation as to what it is that they're looking at. From there, you can hit submit this to the Woodshed, and I'll do that really quick just as a test. And I'll say test, and I'll say that it's a song fragment, and I'll embed the Bounce MP3, Bounce 1 MP3, and I'll say submit this to the Woodshed. Now I'm brought back to my tab management area, and as you can see, I can remove this from the Woodshed, or I can add, or I can edit the information in the Woodshed. But if you notice, if I go to Lessons, scroll down to Woodshed, now the tab file that I just created is in there, and if people would like to post a comment or whatever, they can do that. And also the audio example that I requested has been embedded into this as well. Now I am going to remove this from the Woodshed because it's not something that I actually want to add to the Woodshed right now. So I've removed that from the Woodshed. And I'm going to go back to my main member control panel, because now we're going to actually build the guitar lesson. Now that we've any files that we wanted uploaded have been uploaded. We have our tab file, so we're going to actually build this guitar lesson now. So I'm going to go to the link that says Create Lesson. Click on that. I'll be brought to the Guitar Knowledge Net Lesson Builder. I can select what kind of category of a lesson this is. Is it a melody lesson, a song analysis? Is it a finger exercise? Is it an ear training exercise? What have you? And I could select the genre of this. And for our one, we're going to say that it's a melody example and that there's a harmony element to it. And we're going to say it's a finger exercise as well. For the musical genre, we'll just keep it at any. And the appropriate skill level we'll say is intermediate. And we'll say, this is my test lesson. And then I'm going to add my tablature file. The one that I just created was this F sharp minor to A major. And I double click on that to have this text added to my text area. And this is a representation of that tab file that I've requested be inserted. Now I'm going to insert an MP3. And just like with the Woodshed, the MP3s can come from uploaded to from external servers, or from files that were uploaded to the Media Management Center. You would just type in the address for that MP3 if it was on an external server. But again, I'm going to pick one that was already uploaded, same one, the Bounce MP3. I don't know why I'm picking that, it's just, why not? Last element that I'm going to add into this lesson will be a chord diagram. And you can add chord diagrams really simply. I'm going to say that this is an A minor chord. No, the first chord on that was an F sharp minor. And whenever you click on these lines right here, a fret marker is added. If you click on it multiple times, they change colors until they finally go away. Also, if you hit the shift button and click on it, it will go away. Just a little shortcut for you. I'm going to make the root note of this chord orange. Okay. And now I'm going to say insert diagram. So now I have my little piece of text. I have the code that represents the tab file. I have the code that represents the MP3 file. And now I have a code that represents this diagram. I'm actually going to move the MP3 file so that it's before the tab file. That's just how I like to have it. And you see how they're kind of bunched together? You won't really have to worry about that when it's published, because it will kind of take care of the formatting and the spacing for you. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to call this test lesson 500, because I've made a lot of test lessons. And hit OK. And here we go. Test lesson 500 has now been added to our list of lessons here. And if you notice, it's kind of reddish and it's set to private. That means that it's not yet available under the members lessons section. We can view it by clicking on the title. We'll be brought to a preview page. So we have our MP3 that was embedded. We have our tab file, and we have our diagram, and here was our text. Go back to manage lessons. Now if we want to make this private, we want to make it available to other members to see. And you know, that's not necessarily needed. You could easily use this as your own study tool and not publish any of your lessons, just make your lessons private and keep them for yourselves. However, if you do want people to see them, which we hope you do, because other members could get something out of it, you click on Make Public. They'll say, are you sure you want to change the viewing status of this lesson? And click OK. And now you see the lesson has turned green. It's now set to public. And if we go to Lessons, Member Lessons, we see that our lesson's there. And then this is what it would look like when it's fully published. We have the title of it. We have a link to my profile. We have the text that was entered. We have the MP3 that was uploaded. We have the tab file. We have the diagram. Now, I just want to point one other little thing out. People can make comments on your lesson. They might say, this is a great lesson, right? ... However, every element that we put in to our lesson can also be put into our comments. And the way that we do that is through these little buttons right here on the right hand side of just about all the comment areas and the forum post areas and what have you. If we click on chord diagram, we can again make a chord diagram. Pretty quick. This is an F# dominant 7. I'll click on Get Code. It writes out the code for me. I copy it. I paste it. I click Show Options to get me back to this main menu. Click on the tablature. Here are all the tablature files that I've saved throughout the time that I've been working with Guitar Knowledge Net. I'll add this tablature file, Copy that code, paste it into here. Put an MP3. Double click to get that code. Copy it. Paste it. Hit submit. So now I've made a comment. It includes the diagram. It includes the tab file. And includes the audio example. So that pretty much covers creating a lesson in Guitar Knowledge Net. This took us about 15-20 minutes, something like that. I'm not exactly sure of how long it was exactly, but it was somewhere in that time frame. And we went from having no material whatsoever to having a fully finished lesson. Yours could take a little bit longer, depending on how many tab files are in your lesson, how many diagrams you have in your lesson. You could have pretty much an unlimited amount. So the amount of time that it takes is just really a reflection of how big of a lesson you're creating. Just a quick review of the steps that we've taken to create this lesson. The first step was to sign up to Guitar Knowledge Net and log on. Once you were logged on, you could go to your media management tool, upload any MP3s or images that you wanted to use. From that point, you could create your tabs through the GCAN tab editor. From there, we go to the lesson builder, and you actually start building your lessons. You keep in mind, if you want to cut, copy, and paste code from Word or what have you, if you do your typing in Word, you can paste it all out in, and there shouldn't be any major problems there. YouTube videos also, if you want to insert those, just put the embed code directly into the lesson, and it'll be picked up. A lot of HTML tags can also be used through creating your lessons. There's some that I strip out that I don't allow you to use, but like if you want to embed a Flash video or a Flash content, you can do that in these lessons as well. Once you've got your lesson saved and it's in the right categories, what have you, you can publish it by clicking Make Public in the lesson management tool. That'll do it, and then people will see your lessons and probably thank you and what have you. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. I really look forward to seeing what lessons get published here. This is a new system, but it's actually a really powerful system. It could be used to help a lot of people. So I hope you get out there, publish a bunch of lessons. That's it. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.